Yes, as Barak Muluka says, even the DPP's office is currently vacant. Of course, a team has been set up to try and recruit Keriako Tobiko's replacement, even as Keriako Tobiko takes up his position as Cabinet Secretary in charge of... okay, I can't remember really.
I suspect it's got
environment.
Something to do with the environment.
In charge of environment, yes. Very interesting, and as Barak Muluka says, all these things are connected at some point.
They're organic.
Yes, they're purely organic. Let's move on to some politics now, away from matters law and judiciary. Now, heated exchanges marked the first sitting of the National Assembly this year as opposition MPs took on the government for withdrawing their security. Sittings resumed yesterday after a 2-month break, with Speaker Justin Muturi pledging to address the MPs' concerns.
The Augusta was sitting for the first time in 2018. Legislators coming back from a 2-month recess that began in December last year. But even before it settled down to business, opposition MPs were breathing fire. Led by minority side leadership, the MPs questioned why their security had been withdrawn.
Honorable Withdrawal, as majority leader, is roaming around in town, Mr. Speaker, with 4 cars, Mr. Speaker, which belong to this parliament, Mr. Speaker. And minority leader of this parliament is footing, Mr. Speaker, is on foot, Mr. Speaker. You must remember that NASA people, supporters, also pay tax, which fuel these vehicles, including the ones that Withdrawal is using. 4 of them. That vehicle is fueled and maintained by the people who pay tax, and the NASA people don't pay lesser tax.
A position that was equally bitterly opposed by Jubilee's side, led by Majority Leader Aden Duale.
Tell us which law, which standing order, and which regulations. If you don't have, Mr. Speaker, we have important business to deal with.
We do not know why the Inspector General of Police has taken those vehicles. He could be investigating the particular members.
The events of the afternoon opening to Kenyans what promises to be a divided house following a long-drawn electioneering period last year. Soon the tempers will cool and the House continued with business of the day. Legislators approved names to the House Business Committee, with MPs exuding confidence that they will expedite pending bills and motions.
I think there's a full entry. We have names of permanent secretaries and ambassadors that we must very fast pass.
We had quite a robust session because the members of the NASA were seriously complaining of the withdrawal of the security guard.
We have a land index bill, which is also very important. And also there is likelihood of the introduction of the cybercrime bill.
We want these 5 years to be 5 years of difference. And also it is very, very important to be able to pass the bills that are brought in the House.
But while the House adjourned its sittings, NASA coalition sibling rivalry played out again. Once again, the distribution of seats in Parliament.
That sharing of positions will be done in consultation with the relevant parties. It is not fair that one political party can decide to unilaterally write to the Speaker.
Ni kama kukula nyama, ikifika kwa tumbo unasema sasa hii nyama ilikuwa ya NASA, wacha tena nitafute nyama ingine ya Wiper. This is unacceptable.
The opposition had presented the names of Homa Bay Woman Representative Gladys Wanga, Vihiga Senator George Haniri, and Malindi Member of Parliament Aisha Jumwa to the powerful Parliamentary Service Commission.
It was uncalled for, firstly, for Wiper to purport to be writing the Speaker on a matter that is within the limit of the coalition.
That the Speaker asked the Wiper party to either withdraw from the coalition and bring nominees on their own as a party, or they are part of the coalition.
It is back to business, and as MPs take their seats, Speaker of the National Assembly Justin Muturi has read a riot act to the members, stating categorically that they must abide by the law and standing orders that govern debates in Parliament. Stephen Leto, Citizen TV, Parliament Buildings in Nairobi.
Yes, our members of Parliament are back. They've agreed to form the House Business Committee finally, and that's where everything kicks off for the 12th Parliament. This time, once the House Business Committee is properly constituted, then Parliament can begin business. Declare stand, NASA tells Wiper. These are some of the squabbles that members of the National Assembly are engaging in, even before they begin their substantive business. Of course, the headlines this week have been talking about the serious concerns about how much influence parties have over their representatives in Parliament. NASA has managed to influence its members to stay away from even the vetting process of cabinet nominees. Jubilee, on the other hand, has a lot of influence in how its members within Parliament carry out their business in terms of government motions, in terms of government agenda, in terms of even how committees are constituted. And it appears that these members do not have independence, or do not even have the ability to think independently about what the agenda of Parliament should be. Are we seeing like we're going to miss out on an opportunity to have an independent Parliament with this 12th House?
Well, we have not, Fred, had an independent legislature for a long time. You ask people of my generation and earlier, and they'll tell you that we have not had an assertive legislature since, unfortunately, the return to multi-party democracy, which is a big paradox, that it was possible to see an assertive legislature, unfortunately, in the one-party days. I remember the third Parliament with a certain tinge of nostalgia, and it's not just a factor of age, which I must confess to, but it's also because this was a truly assertive legislature that defied things like ethnic origin and background, and informed itself on issues on the basis of the inherent merits and or demerits that the legislators saw in those things. That one would remember the days of Eunice Ali, of Langata here, Mwangi Karungaru, of Mbakasi, Chief Gitonga, father to, of course, Gitonga, the lawyer who gave us the new constitution of Kitui East, Nzamba Gitonga, Martin Shikuku of Butere, people like Kasim Mwamzandi, who came from the coast, Charles Rubia of Starehe, Burudi Nabwera of Mamalava. These were assertive individuals. J.M. Karaoke of Nyandarua North, and they came together around issues regardless that they were Luo, they were Kikuyu, they were Nyeri. We had Jean Marie Serone of Tinderet, Mark Muithaga of Nakuru, and Lija Mwangale of Bungoma East, and many others. And they looked at Kenya as Kenya. Now, unfortunately, we have got people who, even without being funded, not the way we fund the JICO, being funded by the state or being funded by the political party, they know that we are of this tribe, and when we get to Parliament, we are going to be merchants of tribal goodies. And so we cannot even talk about their hand being moved by...
So we shouldn't expect, even as Kenyans, a lot from this current crop of parliamentarians?
Look, the flow of fury is effusive. There's been an effusive flow of fury, as you have seen from the performance. And it's not about even things like when you occupy this office, this is what you are going to deliver to the public, this is what you're going to deliver. It is about GK vehicles, somebody romping and prancing around in 4 of them, while the other one is allegedly walking on foot. Security. The country should be secure enough so that anyone who wants to ride on a bicycle, including a member of Parliament, can ride on a bicycle. I've been in Europe, where I have seen members of parliament enjoying, not because they do not have the wherewithal to own state-of-the-art automobiles, but because the infrastructure is so good, the environment is so good, it is so safe, so secure, that you feel like riding on a bike. And you ride on a bike or you take a walk. And when we feel that there's something wrong with walking, you can't walk from here, from Parliament to the park next door and enjoy the fresh
But
air.
Kenyans will think you don't have money. That's the problem.
That is who we are. And